Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. It was a day of dramatic hearing in court over Arvind Kejriwal's custody battle. The Delhi Chief Minister in ED custody took this opportunity to make his own case in court and lashed out at the ED for a political witch hunt against him and his party. The Aam Aadmi Party leader also declared that he is not opposing ED demand for further remand and that they can keep him in custody as long as they wish. Despite some of his statements in court, there was no luck as far as the particular matter is concerned because his custody was indeed extended till April 1. Kejriwal probably knew this was bound to happen too. Standing up in court is more a political strategy than a legal ploy. But there was some other relief for him today, also possibly expected. A PIL file to dismiss him from the CM post was rejected by the Delhi High Court, refusing any judicial intervention in this matter. So once again, the biggest question is if Arvind Kejriwal will continue as Chief Minister despite being in custody, and if precedents are anything to go by, he could be in jail for quite some time, as have been colleagues Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh in this very case. As of now, there are no signs of any change of mind. In fact, it also seems the Aam Aadmi Party's strategy is to not be seen as wanting to get the Chief Minister out of custody in any hurry. From the legal then, focus shifts to the political. Who exactly is winning the political narrative in this case? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. So Arvind Kejriwal has been remanded to ED custody for 4 more days, though the agency had sought remand for a further week. Now the ED told the Rouse Avenue Court in Delhi that they had evidence against him and he had asked for a bribe of 100 crores. Here's what the ED argued for his extended custody, which also gives us a sense of where the case is exactly. So ED told the court that while Kejriwal's statements have been recorded, he has been given evasive replies. They said they need to confront him with some other people as far as this case is concerned. 4 more statements of Aam Aadmi Party Goa candidates are being recorded. Remember, they were called in just yesterday. ED said they now want to or need to confront Arvind Kejriwal with those Goa candidates as well. Now, the ED also alleged that Kejriwal has not disclosed passwords or given any access to digital data during this investigation so far. That Arvind Kejriwal told ED he will speak to his lawyers and then decide on whether he will give up the passwords or not. The ED told court that if Arvind Kejriwal does not give passwords, they will have to break them open, the devices. Not cooperating deliberately and not giving us the ITRs is the charge of the ED made in court today. ED has also revealed that they have also issued summons to excise officials in Punjab. Now, there was high drama today at the hearing because in a rare move, Arvind Kejriwal started arguing his own case, and his main argument was against the 4 approver statements allegedly that have been given against him. Let me break down what exactly transpired. So Arvind Kejriwal said that no court has convicted him and that there was no case that was made out against him. To this, the Enforcement Directorate countered by saying that the case is at the stage of investigation, so how can there be any conviction? Arvind Kejriwal argued that Magunta Reddy came to him to ask for a piece of land for his trust, but later changed his statement and named him. The agency said that persons who have not named Kejriwal in their first or second statement but have named him later have later also given reasons for not naming him earlier. Now, Kejriwal alleged Saras Reddy gave 55 crore rupees to BJP as donation via bonds. This is a fact that has come out only recently, and therefore the allegation is that there is something wrong going on here, or some coercion or quid pro quo. Now, the agency just said that someone giving someone else money has no link to this case, the predicate offence, and they have nothing to do with these allegations that are being made, and they're not interested in these allegations. Now, Kejriwal also alleged that people that had turned approvers in the case are being forced to change their statements and asked, are these 4 statements enough to arrest a sitting chief minister? The agency rebutted that a chief minister is not above law, there cannot be any different laws, he is but an ordinary individual in front of the investigating agency. Kejriwal quoted Justice Sanjeev Khanna, who had said that the money trail had not been traced, and asked where those alleged 100 crores were that the ED was claiming as proceeds of crime. Now, the Enforcement Directorate has reiterated in court today that they have statements plus documents to show that the money indeed went to the AAP coffers via Hawala. Kejriwal blamed the agency for trying to crush his party. He alleged that that was their only motive, that all of this was a political conspiracy. ASG Raju, on behalf of the ED, told the court that apart from Kejriwal's personal involvement, he is, of course, as they have said earlier, liable as AAP convener because the money eventually went to the party's Goa campaign. While there was the setback in the custody case, there was some relief for the Delhi Chief Minister in another legal battle. The Delhi High Court has rejected a PIL seeking removal of Arvind Kejriwal as the Chief Minister of the National Capital. A division bench comprising Acting Chief Justice Manmohan and Justice Manmeet Pritam Singh Arora said the petitioner failed to show any bar in the law which prohibits the arrested Chief Minister from holding office. The division bench also made some oral observations. Let me take you through that. If there is a constitutional failure, the court said the president or the governor will act. In this case, they also acknowledged that the LG is already examining the issue and it will go to the president eventually, of course, if the LG was to act. Is there any scope for judicial interference in this? Asked the court. Show us where is the prohibition? The prohibition to a chief minister continuing, or as is the matter in this case, running the so-called government from inside custody or inside jail. Show us any legal bar which you are canvassing for. The court asked the petitioner. There may be practical difficulties, the court finally said, but that's something else. Of course, we have been debating whether this is possible for the chief minister to continue, quote-unquote, running a government from behind bars. But the larger question we asked today is this: even as Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister's custody is extended, exactly who is winning the political narrative with charges flying on both sides?
खुद ही कह रही है कि इतने दिनों की रिमांड के अंदर उन्हें कोई जानकारी नहीं मिली एक चुने हुए मुख्यमंत्री को। आप कितने दिनों तक जो है इस तरीके से कैद कर सकते हैं?
केजरीवाल का साथ और हाथ भ्रष्टाचारियों के साथ, शराब घोटाले के काले सच के साथ, और ये एक नेक्सिस बनाकर एक मास्टर प्लान बनाया गया जिसके किंग पिन खुद केजरीवाल हैं।
Let's go across to the guests who are joining us. Siddharth Yadav, spokesperson of the BJP. Satendra Singh is former Deputy Director of the Enforcement Directorate. Sanjeev Srivastava, senior journalist, and Anmol Panwar is spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, all joining us, and I do thank you for your time. Anmol, let me begin with you. The Chief Minister taking the stand, so as to say, and arguing his own case in court today. The central message is that this is all political vendetta, that nothing has been proven yet, and that he's the chief minister, and then somehow there should be a higher bar when it comes to an arrest of a sitting chief minister. But don't you think the ED also made a solid argument when, one, they said that this is not about conviction at this stage, and secondly, you cannot claim to be higher or above the law or an ordinary individual as a sitting chief minister. Whatever applies to someone else applies to Arvind Kejriwal here.
Shivani, while addressing the court in person, the Delhi chief minister made some startling revelations regarding this so-called liquor scam. He informed the court as to how there are three approvers in this present case. The first is P. Sharad Reddy. And if you allow me to take you through the series of events which will clearly demonstrate that Mr. Kejriwal has been falsely implicated in this case. On 9th of November, he was called for interrogation, P. Sharad Reddy. On 10th of November 2022, he was arrested. After 5 days, he donated 5 crore rupees to Bharatiya Janata Party through electoral bonds. On 6th of January 2023, he applied for bail, but the bail was denied. He also informed the court that the Enforcement Directorate officials are harassing him, are threatening him to sign some statements which can help the Enforcement Directorate to implicate Mr. Kejriwal.
Okay.
After 3 months, in May 2023, he again applied for bail, but the same Enforcement Directorate did not oppose the bail application. And the ground on which he was enlarged on bail was that he has a back pain. After 4 months, on 8th of November 2023, he donated another 55 crore to the Bharatiya Janata Party. The second approver in this case is, interestingly, Maguntha S. Reddy, which is a member of parliament. He met Mr. Kejriwal on 16th of March 2021 at 4:30 p.m. in Secretariat. There was no discussion regarding this liquor scam. He wanted to have some land for charitable purposes. The Honorable Chief Minister directed him that the subject comes under Lieutenant Governor, so he should write it to the Lieutenant Governor. His son, Maguntha Reddy, Raghav Reddy, he was arrested on 10th of February 2023. Both MSR and Raghav Maguntha made statement on 16/9/2022, wherein they categorically informed the Enforcement Directorate that they have never met Mr. Kejriwal regarding this so-called liquor scam.
Okay, and later they changed their statement.
And later,
and then
they made
I get your
7
point.
statements. They made 7 statements. The first 6 statements, there was no mention
I
of
get
Mr.
your point.
Kejriwal.
I get your point. We've discussed this over the last week or so as well, particularly since Mr. Kejriwal's arrest. Before I go to Siddharth Yadav to respond to that, my only question to you is this. I'm talking about the larger political narrative here. If the case against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is so weak, if it is standing on very weak legs or is on a weak wicket because it's just about approver statements which you can challenge and you can possibly prove that there is coercion, all of that is fine. Why did he not show up for 9 summons? Does the public not see that conduct as well? Why did you not argue all of this in front of the ED or in front of the court earlier?
Shivani, first of all, we have always maintained the stand that we are willing to cooperate with the Enforcement Directorate. We have written them time and again. We have duly replied to all the 9 summons. We have raised certain questions.
You replied to the summons, Anmol, calling them illegal, refusing to attend. Now, I don't want to get into that, but look at how it looks.
By the Enforcement
The Enforcement Directorate doesn't do that. It doesn't do that for the agencies. Don't do that, which brings me back to my original question. How does the public perceive the fact the Chief Minister wants special treatment, and particularly an Aam Aadmi Party Chief Minister wants special treatment when the law is the same for everybody? You should have appeared.
Shivani, we have never sought special treatment from any of the agencies, or we have never said that. The point is, we have challenged those 9 illegal and politically motivated summons, and the matter is sub judice before the Honorable Delhi High Court. The High Court has issued notice to the Enforcement Directorate. They have
You went to
reply
court
to the
when?
petition.
I'm sorry. When did you go to court to challenge those summons? After which summon?
We have challenged it after 9 summons.
Yes.
Although we have offered the Enforcement Directorate that we are willing to cooperate, we are willing to answer each and every question.
But
that we are willing to join
we will not appear.
Video conferencing. We never said that.
Okay. All right.
We have expressed our occupancies being the Chief Minister of the National Capital. And thereafter, we also offered them that we are willing to join the investigation if they want us.
Why via video conferencing? When have you heard somebody being interrogated via video conferencing? Is that not demanding special treatment because he's Chief Minister of a state or a half state? Come on.
Even the apex court nowadays is running through video conferencing.
That's
So
not the
I don't
point.
think it's
Okay, the public will be the judge.
It's
If
about-
this is
it's about
about his
maintaining
position,
protocol.
or if this is about him, being above probity as the standards Arvind Kejriwal has himself asked for. But Siddharth Yadav, Anmol made some very important points about these so-called approver statements, and he has detailed 2 instances at least where there's something fishy that seems at least prima facie when it comes to these approver statements. There seems to be either coercion or a quid pro quo going on. And as Arvind Kejriwal claims, the bottom line is the aim of the agency at the behest of the BJP was to fix him somehow, and therefore these statements have appeared so late in the investigation.
Shivani, first of all, with all due respect, summons are not love letters. They are not supposed to be replied. They are supposed to be attended. So if summons were being sent to Arvind Kejriwal ji, he should have attended those rather than calling out his privilege and saying we replied to all those summons. And what did he reply? I have to go and attend Vipassana. I have to go and do my political campaign in Madhya Pradesh, where I'm even chota than Nota, where I'm getting no votes, but I won't attend to an law agency of this country, and I would want to call out my privilege and say no, I will not appear in front of you even after 9 summons. And then yet the spokespersons want to sit here on national television and still call out that we are not seeking anything. Number 2, 2 things that were established today in the court hearings were, number 1, that it is not just one approver statement which the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to establish from past 1 week after when Arvind Kejriwal has been taken into custody. They have been going ahead with this rant of Sharath Reddy, one statement. Arvind Kejriwal himself has said it is more than 4 statements. More than 4 statements. And when you speak about Sharath Reddy, you should also speak about Arjun Pandey, you should also speak about Samir Mahendru, you should also speak about Raghav Mungta, you should also speak about Vijay Nayyar, you should also speak about Buchi Babu, you should also speak about Arun Pillai. You're not speaking about it. You know you have made that offense. You know the ED has submitted documents, they have argued against you. Not even once you have even said that I am scot-free, that I don't know these men, that all these allegations are false. Not even once you have refuted, I have not met these people. Not even once you have said that the ED has claimed that the policy was in someone's device 2 days before it was released, and not even once you have said it is false. All this is documented now. All of these proofs are available with the agency now, and all of these are being presented to the court, and you are not refusing. That is point number 1. Point number 2, they try to make this narrative that some new revelation is going to come today, and they even try to make an emotional appeal about it and whatnot. But again the same rant, the same thing that is being discussed on all TV debates from past 5 days about who
so
gave
you
an
don't
electric
find
bond
it
to
suspicious
whom. You
that
must
one
remember,
of the
this has been answered multiple times, and I'll answer again, Shivani.
No, I'm not sure. You
Shivani,
can say
I'll answer
you can
again
say
for the
that
sake of
okay,
your viewers.
one case, one approver statement is you can sideline it and look at the others. But for example, the Aam Aadmi Party is raising the suspicious circumstances of 2 approver statements. You think this is not suspicious?
No, Shivani, suspicions can't be decided on televisions. You have to prove it in the court of law. The Enforcement Directorate is not just giving statements, it is giving WhatsApp chats, it is trying to submit devices, it is giving electronic data. And what Arvind Kejriwal is doing, no accused, no one who is innocent would ever say I will not give my password. If I am innocent of something and Shivani, you come and interrogate me, I would not evade 9 summons, and when finally I am arrested, I would not say I would not give my password, and then yet sit again and say I am innocent. If you are innocent, give your passwords. And the ED is saying this in the court of law. Arvind Kejriwal not even once said, no, I am no, I am ready to give my password. He did not even say it once.
Okay.
He did not reply that no, what they are saying, they are trying to say a false statement here, I am ready to cooperate. He is not cooperating because he knows the moment he cooperates, this entire thing is going to come out. They are trying to establish a money trail. I find it really funny, Shivani. I just take 10 seconds. I find it really funny. You were the ones who made the policy. You were the ones who allocated zones. You were the ones who gave out the liquor shops to vendors, to cartels rather. And there was someone else who got the benefit. How can this be possible? You were the ones who took the benefit. You were the ones who distributed it through Hawala channels. And
okay, Anmol, very quickly, before I go to our other 2 guests who are waiting. Anmol, very quickly, 30 seconds.
There are documents on record which has been published by the SBI on directions of the Honorable Supreme Court, which says that the 60 crore has been given to Bharatiya Janata Party. Now it is for you to answer, why did you take those 60 crore bribe from the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam of South
Sir,
Lobby?
we have answered this 10
Why are
times
you
for
running
the
away
sake
from answering
of
this
the
very
viewers
simple
of
question?
CNN News 18 and for
Why
you.
are you
I can
running
repeat
away
it.
from
Should I?
answering to this
It's a
very
public
simple
listed
question?
company. Sharath Reddy is one of
Why-
the directors in that company. The same
Why
company
did
in the
you-
same
then
duration
why did
has
you
also
take
given a
60
bond
crore
to
bribe
Congress
from
party,
Sharath
has also
Reddy?
given out to BRS. If you were a shareholder or if Shivani was a shareholder
Why
of that
did-
company, she
why
would
did
also
the-
be an owner. Is Shivani giving out bonds to
Why
BJP?
did the
What
Enforcement
kind of an argument is that?
Directorate did not even oppose the bail application?
Okay, can I
The
just
bail
come back?
was granted
Okay.
because
Why did the Enforcement Directorate did not
even
oppose the bail of Satyendra Jain?
application
Shivani,
the
just 10
so-called
seconds.
accused.
Why didn't the ED oppose the bail on medical grounds of Satyendra Jain?
And the
He was
only
also out on
ground-
bail for 8 months.
and the
Because
only
it
ground which we are
is a
relying
standard
upon
procedure.
is
If
that
you are
100
seeking
crore has been
bail
transferred,
on health grounds,
which has been
the
clearly
agency doesn't
mentioned in
oppose
the
it.
Okay, one at a
When
time,
Sharath
one by
Reddy was
one,
trying to
one
go
by
to
one.
abroad,
Both of you had
did
your
the
say.
ED
Both of you
oppose it?
had your
What
say.
kind of arguments are that?
Well,
Don't
both of
sit
you
here
had
and
your
decide
say.
the
One
people
second,
of
one
this
second. I
country.
want to quickly go
You are
across to
not aware
Satyendra
of the
ji.
facts of
Anmol,
the case.
Anmol, please.
Only rhetoric
I want to
is
quickly
that.
go across to Satyendra ji. क्या ईडी का सारा केस सिर्फ 4 अप्रूवर स्टेटमेंट्स पे बन सकता है? क्या आपको नहीं लगता कि ईडी को उससे ज्यादा प्रेजेंट करना पड़ेगा? ईडी ने बोला है जरूर कि उनके पास डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, हवाला ट्रांजैक्शंस की डिटेल्स हैं, व्हाट्सएप चैट्स हैं या बाकी कॉन्वर्सेशंस हैं, लेकिन ये अप्रूवर स्टेटमेंट में ही अरविंद केजरीवाल का नाम आया है। तो आपको क्या लगता है, आपको नहीं लगता कि ये सवाल जायज है कि सिर्फ अप्रूवर स्टेटमेंट्स में नाम आने से किसी को अरेस्ट कर लिया जाए?
शिवानी जी, सिर्फ अप्रूवर स्टेटमेंट ही इकलौता आधार नहीं हो सकता गिरफ्तारी का। ये जो आरोप लगा रहे हैं, इन सब के पास अधूरी जानकारी है और मैं कहूं कि मेरे पास भी अधूरी जानकारी है। देखिए, पूरी जानकारी या तो इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के पास है या कोर्ट्स के पास। कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में उन्होंने दिखाए हैं कि हमारे पास क्या क्या एविडेंसेस हैं। रिसेंटली हाई कोर्ट के जज ने कमेंट पास किया, उनको कुछ फाइल्स दिखाई गई, उसके बाद उन्होंने रिलीफ देने से मना कर दी। तो जो चीज सब्जेक्ट है या पब्लिक डोमेन में नहीं है, उसके लिए अभी हम में से किसी को भी कमेंट नहीं करना चाहिए। और इस स्टेज पे यदि ये कोई भी ये चाहता है कि इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर अब उसके पास क्या एविडेंस है जाए वो सारे पब्लिक में दे, तो वो कभी नहीं देगा। अभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है, इंतजार कीजिए आप। इन्वेस्टिगेशन पूरे का इंतजार कीजिए। सिर्फ अप्रूवर के स्टेटमेंट के बेस पर अरेस्ट नहीं होती है, नहीं की जाती है। उसके लिए और सपोर्टिंग
और
एविडेंस
ये जो ईजी ने आज बोला है, क्योंकि बार बार अरविंद केजरीवाल ये पूछ रहे थे क्या 4 स्टेटमेंट काफी है चीफ मिनिस्टर को अरेस्ट करने के लिए, ये उन्होंने बार बार बोला और ईडी ने उन्हें याद दिलाया कोर्ट में कि चीफ मिनिस्टर हो या कोई और हो, लॉ तो सेम है, रूल तो सेम है। अगर ना, मेरे को लगता है कि कोई आम आदमी होता तो 9 समन का टाइम नहीं दिया जाता उनको। 3 समन के बाद ही अगर किसी को बुला रहे हैं तो अरेस्ट करने का चांस होता है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव एजेंसी के पास। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि ये जो आर्ग्यूमेंट है कि सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को अरेस्ट करने से पहले थोड़ा ध्यान रखना चाहिए, थोड़ा ज्यादा धैर्य रखना चाहिए, इसको एजेंसीज कैसे देखती हैं?
देखिए, ये जो स्टेटमेंट दिए जा रहे हैं उसका मायने कुछ और है, उसमें लीगल रिलीफ नहीं है, लीगल पॉइंट नहीं है। उनके कुछ राजनीतिक उद्देश्य से राजनीति भी बोल सकते हैं, उस पर मैं कोई कमेंट नहीं करूंगा। लेकिन ये कहना कि सीएम को क्यों अरेस्ट किया गया, सीएम को अरेस्ट नहीं किया गया है। एक अरविंद केजरीवाल व्यक्ति हैं, देश के नागरिक हैं, जिनके खिलाफ सस्पिशन है मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग के ऑफेंस का, इसलिए उनको गिरफ्तार किया गया। प्राइमा फेसाई एविडेंसेज अवेलेबल है इन्वेस्टिगेटिव ऑफिसर के पास कि अरविंद केजरीवाल नाम के जो भारत के नागरिक हैं वो मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग में इन्वॉल्व है, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग के ऑफेंस में, जो पीएमएलए के सेक्शन 3 में डिफाइंड है। इसमें न सीएम का सवाल है न किसी का सवाल है।
डू यू थिंक संजीव श्रीवास्तव,
आपने भी कहा, मैं एक बात हो, मैं बार बार सुनता आ रहा हूँ मीडिया में या कई बार बात आती कि 3 सम्मन के बाद गिरफ्तारी का अधिकार एजेंसी को है। ऐसा कोई प्रोविजन नहीं है कि कोई आदमी 3 सम्मन पे नहीं जाए तो उसको गिरफ्तार कर लिया जाए। गिरफ्तारी करने का एकमात्र जो आधार है वो है कि प्राइमा फेसाई इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर सेटिस्फाइड है कि इस जिसको मैं अरेस्ट करने जा रहा हूं उसने मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का ऑफेंस किया है।
नहीं, मेरा मतलब ये
कहीं
था
कोई
कि अगर
provision
कोई
नहीं है।
अक्यूज्ड पर्टिकुलरली 3 बार ना आए तो नॉन बेलेबल वारंट इशू हो जाता है।
नहीं, देखिए, आप पीएमएलए की बात कर रही
जी,
है,
जी।
पीएमएलए में ऐसा कोई प्रोविजन नहीं है, न ईडी को कोई ऐसा मैंडेट है।
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I want to go across to Sanjeev Srivastava also. Is this the particular issue for Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party when it comes to winning the political narrative? They clearly seem to have shifted their strategy to win the political narrative, with Arvind Kejriwal speaking in court today saying, I am not going to run away from the remand, keep me as long as you want. But is his fundamental problem the fact that he's claiming some sort of relief or some sort of extra time because he's a sitting chief minister, and particularly coming from an Aam Aadmi Party chief minister?
See, good evening, Shivani. Well, he has been arrested because he's a sitting chief minister. See, one reason, I really don't know who is going to win the political narrative. I also don't know whether Arvind Kejriwal is guilty or innocent. But according to this amended PMLA law, the onus of proving that you are innocent is on the accused, unlike earlier. So now everything has been in any case put on its head. So the accused has to prove that he is innocent rather than the agencies of prosecution trying to prove that
But why do you say that he's been arrested because he's a sitting chief minister? Then are you agreeing with the opposition that he's being victimized?
No, I'm not saying that he's being victimized. I say the whole timing of his arrest. So why, if suppose you were liable to be arrested after not accepting 3 summons, why was he not arrested after 4th summon or 5th summon? Why was he arrested after the 9th summon, which was issued after the model code of conduct was in place, after the elections have been announced? So obviously there is some, I don't know whether that is true or not, but you just cannot dismiss out of hand the entire opposition argument that one of their most firebrand orators, leaders, has been just shut out of the campaign. Because this has come in handy. So while we can endlessly debate that a chief minister doesn't have any more rights than an ordinary person, at the end of the day, you have the biggest democratic exercise going on in the world, which they all love to tout, and one of your capital's chief minister has been put behind bars to today, whatever.
No, but didn't Arvind Kejriwal make a fundamental mistake by not appearing earlier?
I don't know. I am not a spokesperson for Arvind Kejriwal.
What do you think?
I don't know why he didn't appear. Why? But I think there is a fundamental issue with a leading politician being arrested in the middle of an campaign.
Okay, Anmol, I want to go back to the fundamental of this case here. The problem for the Aam Aadmi Party is,
or is a sitting chief minister. That is a bigger point. But again, I don't know the answer to whether this arrest will help Aam Aadmi Party
or not,
or whether the BJP in the dock. Frankly, all those answers we'll only know on the 4th of June. Clearly, there is
Shivani, can I respond?
Yeah. No, one second.
Shivani,
Anmol, my question to you is this. The liquor policy existed. It had clear problems. The Aam Aadmi Party government itself took back that liquor policy. So something happened and something transpired. That is not something you can take your responsibility away from. Everything else then comes from that. Now, whether the approver statements will stand in a court of law, all of that is a matter of trial. What you are not explaining is that why were these changes made to the liquor policy in a manner where a manufacturer could also be a vendor or vice versa, etc. That's the smoking gun here, and you took that policy back.
Shivani, everyone is aware of the fact that how Lieutenant Governor, working at the behest of central government and trying to stifle the working of a democratically elected government. It's not just about this so-called liquor scam. There have been more than 200 cases in the past. There have been several investigations, but all the cases have been dismissed by the Honorable Court. And this is the reality, that they have been consistently threatening the officials and of dire consequences if they don't give statements against the Honorable CM.
No, you're not answering my question. Why did you revoke the policy?
And this is because the officials were threatened.
Well, you've never really bowed before the LG or any of his quoted threats before. No, there is a problem here. The liquor policy, both of your opposition parties in Delhi raised a stink over it. Very quickly, you suddenly came out and revoked that policy. We've never really understood why. What is it that you found wrong in the policy? That is the question people will ask.
This I have already made it clear that the officials were threatened not to renew the policy, and the same policy is in existence in Punjab. And
the ED said today they have summoned Punjab excise officers or people as well.
Policy,
one second. Can I just go back? Can I go across to Siddharth Yadav? I have limited time.
Can I respond? I have to make one
very quickly.
30 seconds reply.
Very quickly. Yes.
Yeah. These statements which are made by the approvers are insufficient even for a pickpocketer's arrest, which has led to the arrest of an honest and upright sitting CM. Secondly, the statements of approvers need a corroborative evidence. There's no independent evidence in this case.
You don't know that. The EDS said they've got documents.
It is an admitted fact. And it is an admitted fact, and the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court in Ravinder Singh versus State of Haryana, Haricharan Kurmi versus Bihar, Ravinder Singh versus State, clearly says that there needs to be an independent evidence which is not present in this case.
Yeah, so they will present it. No, let the ED do its investigation. You're also asking for the cart to be put before the horse. I have limited time. Anmol, very quickly.
Shivani, one short point. You said that why didn't we appear for the 9th summons?
Yeah.
Shivani, it is for the Enforcement Directorate to inform a concerned person as to in what capacity they are calling for interrogation.
No, I have debated that enough. The agency doesn't have to do that. The Satyendra Singh is sitting right here. I have debated this enough with former officials of both CBI and ED. They don't have to give you that clarification. I'm sorry, this is wrong. No wonder you did not go to court earlier to quash those summons on this particular ground. Yes, very quickly, Siddharth Yadav. Siddharth Yadav, 30 seconds, please.
Union of India.
Shivani, please give me at least a minute.
Very quickly.
First of all, the judgments that they are trying to cite here, I fail to understand why don't they cite these judgments in the court of law? Why no judgments there? Why don't you argue in the court of law that you can't arrest a person just on this, that there's no independent evidence on this? All the lawyers are shut there in front of the judge because you know what is the reality. You know what the ED has against you. So, number one, sir, I was not objecting to that. Please try and be patient and listen to this. Number two, he was saying we took it back. But he's not trying to. He's not even mentioning that on 31st of July in Delhi Legislative Assembly, Manish Sisodia got up and said that actually the Delhi exchequers have seen a loss because of the policy that was introduced, which they took back 2 days before they made the statement. You're not saying that. When you raised the commission from 5% to 12% for the liquor cartels, no officers were threatened. When you took it back, everybody was threatened.
Okay.
This is wonderful. Such a politics of convenience.
Okay. Well, the public will ultimately decide exactly what the political fallout of this case is going to be.
No. The same arguments in the court of law.
No, fair enough. There is a legal battle, but there's also a political battle. We'll have to wait and see which way the chips fall as far as both of those battles are concerned. I do thank all of our guests for joining us.